theory. Now we are about to deal with one of the most credible, and one of the most scientifically backed theories, which is justified by the scientific observation, justified even by the law of physics as well, and that is Big Bang theory. So Big Bang theory is prevailing scientific model for origin and evolution of the universe, and it is this theory which has justified or postulated that our universe is expanding, it's cooling and evolving. This expansion in universe is actually being justified by this particular. Now let's have a deep dive on this particular theory. And as per this Big Bang theory, yes, we also have an assumption, that's why. So in this theory, used to assumed that all matter through which our space has been formed, planets has been formed, energy, even space itself and the time, compressed into a single point, and this single point had an infinite density, and this point is being known as what? Singularity point. So here we have what? Singularity point. Now this singularity point have infinite density and infinite temperature. All the matter, energy, space, time was concentrated here, compressed here, and then there was a sudden bang. So there was a sudden bang, and as a result of this sudden bang, what happened? That energy released in space, and as a result of releasing of energy in space, within the fraction of seconds, our universe came to exist. The protons, electrons, neutrons, and so many other particles were formed, and within the fraction of 3 minutes, it has been mentioned in the Big Bang theory that our universe, the major part of our universe, was actually came into existence. So this Big Bang is just like an inflated balloon. You might have celebrated birthday of your friend and might have bought a balloon. If you inflate that balloon, what would happen? That on the surface part, just for a reference, what you can do, just make some marks on the surface of balloon and then inflate the air. So when you inflate the air, the distance between those marks will going to increase. Okay, so when the distance between these marks will going to increase, that is equivalent to the expansion of universe. Now you will say that when we are inflating in the balloon, so like similar to this aspect, how the energy is actually being come in the space, or let's say how the inflation is actually being there. So how it used to inflate, just like balloon, how it used to inflate, how that energy is being come. So the answer is that energy is coming as a result of Big Bang. Due to the violent explosion of this singularity atom, you can say, the all matter, energy, space, and even time released in the space, that led to the formation of protons. Nuclear fission was begun, nuclear fission was end, then hydrogen atoms were there, modern universe were exist, some of our galaxy was there. In that galaxy we have a solar system, in that solar system we have Earth. Okay, now as per this Big Bang theory, it has been said that the bang which was happened, that bang was happened around 13.7 billion years ago from the present. 13.7 billion years ago, that bang was actually happened. So there was a rapid expansion within a fraction of seconds after the bang. When the bang was happened, within the seconds, the expansion or the sudden release of energy was happened. Quarks, electrons, protons, and neutrons were formed. Then there was a nucleosynthesis. The process of nucleosynthesis was there. Few minutes after bang, the hydrogen, helium, and the traces of lithium nuclei were actually, and within the first 3 minutes of Big Bang event, the first atom. Okay, so atom is basically the base for all the matter in our universe. So for the universe cooled enough for electrons and nuclei, that led to the formation of neutral atoms. So it's this entire aspect or this entire visualization which you can see here that was took place fraction of, okay, when the matter began clustering means it was becoming more and more, you can say, division kind of aspects were there. As a result of this, the clustering was transformed in terms of galaxies, stars. Clustering led to the formation of planets and, yes, gravity. So as per this theory, our universe is still expanding. Galaxies are constantly moving away from each other, just like that balloon example. And yes, it has been justified by the credible theory, has been justified by the James Webb Telescope, that the universe is expanding. The universe is keep on expanding at the faster rate, which has been predicted by the models, which has been predicted by some sort of cosmological models, cosmological studies. So this theory explains the universe, not only the solar system or Earth or the entire universe, the all the galaxies which are there in our universe. Yes, this theory is one of the most scientific, most credible theory and validated by the scientific observation as well, but on some sort of limitation. Singularity, actually the assumption for this theory, that becomes what a limit. That how come this infinite temperature, infinite density can be concentrated, compressed on a one single atom, or let's say singularity point. Galaxy formation, the process of galaxy formation is unclear. Yes, there was a matter which was actually being born, or matter which was, but it was not enough or not logically connected when it comes to the galaxy formation. Dark matter, how come the dark matter was originated, or how come this dark matter was pre-existed during the Big Bang, or during the Big Bang theory, or during the Big Bang process itself. That is also one of the limitation of this theory. And yes, as per the modern physics, we have a law of thermodynamics, entropy and all. So we are not going into that, but we can say the heat equation was not clearly mentioned by this. So these are the limitations of Big Bang. All right, here you can see our solar system, and our solar system formed obviously from nebula, gas and dust. Yes, we also take a cognizance of this. So the order is in this way. First we have a sun, then we have a Mercury, then we have a Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Here if you see, like, we have a one categorization, we have a categorization of like these planets. So we have a Mercury, we have a Venus, then we have a Earth, and then we have a Mars. So these planets which are between the sun and asteroid belt, these planets are being known as inner planets. They are made up of rocks, their surface is rocky, and they are very close to the sun. Okay. On the other hand, we have some planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, and here we have one more Kuiper belt. So in asteroid belt we have a remains planetesimals or the rocky parts, but here Here in these Kuiper belts, we have a comets. We have some sort of icy crystal origin, and when they are appearing on the uh, rest of the part of space, they used to show a tail shape as well. So these planets which are sandwiched between the asteroid belt and Kuiper belt, they are being known as what? Outer planets. They are being known as Jovian as well. Jovian, Jovian planets. They are actually far away, and mostly their structure is, as far as the modern scientific understanding, is gaseous or liquid, whereas if you see the inner planets or terrestrial planets, they are actually rocky or solid in terms of. So if you see this particular solar system, what we can say, our sun and 8 planets are there. Inner or terrestrial planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, they are small, rocky and dense in terms of their surface characteristics. Outer or Jovian or gas giants, you can say, between the asteroid belt and Kuiper belt, Jupiter, Saturn, they have a gas rich, massive surface of planets. Then we have ice giants like Uranus and Neptune. So they have a methane rich deposits, icy cores as well. Then we also have some small bodies in our space, or let's say in our universe. So especially in our solar system. So we have small bodies like asteroids. So asteroids are there in an asteroid belt, which is being known as uh, is being located between the Mars and Jupiter. Then we have a comets. So comets are icy bodies. They show tails, and I told you they are being there in the Kuiper belt. The Kuiper belt lies beyond the orbit of Neptune. Then we have a meteoroids. So we may have some small fragments which become meteors or shooting star when they are reaching on the Earth surface. So that will be all about the solar system. In next session, we will be dealing with the questions which have been asked from this particular topic, and most possibly we're going to start the new topic of photography, that is interior of. Till then, study hard, take care, bye bye.